We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
What is this? What song is that?
Fire on the Dance Floor?
Oh, but that's a good song, though.
It was
Show the Kingston!
with Nicki Minaj on it.
Nicki Minaj is in the song?
Yeah, she's
A remix? Or the original?
The original.
Damn.
It's coming 911.
Shorty dance on the dance floor.
Whoa!
Is he from, not Jamaica?
I think he is.
Jamaica?
Yeah.
I know that his first one, Beautiful Girls.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
I am a big Sean Kingston
he sang
fan.
that
I thought
guy?
he was,
That's
that's him, yeah.
That's the only two songs I know from him.
Well, he also did Love Like This with Bedingfield. What's her name?
Natasha
Bedingfield.
What song is that? We're throwing it back to like 2008.
Yeah.
2007.
Definitely. So I love it, but that's
Sean
me.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Shauna Kingston. No, that's Shauna Pod.
I love Sean Paul too. Like, I remember this one time. Okay, so I
Give
went
it
with
to
some
me.
friends to Daytona because we were opening up a new Pier 1 Imports. And so we're all there, like, for the weekend to set up this shop. And we decided to go out one night. And one of the girls was like, let's go to this club. And I'm like, okay, let's go. We end up, it's like a reggae club. And I'm like I'm like the lightest person there. But they were like, this when we got there, the song that was playing was Temperature by Sean Paul. And I'm like,
Shauna Pod. I don't know any other words. All I know is Judy and Rebecca.
on that note, I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're these unprecedented gays.
I love Shauna Pod.
I do too.
And I feel like Sean Paul's up there with Pitbull. To me. People hate Pitbull, but I love Pitbull.
Okay.
You know what?
Dale.
Right? Because he's Mr. 305, and then it was Mr. Worldwide.
All those.
And every day above ground is a blessed day. Dale. Or whatever.
He got locked up like Lindsay Lohan.
Did he?
No, that's a line in one of his songs.
Oh. I guess I don't know him.
Did you ever watch Pitch Perfect?
Which one?
The first one. Because they do that. It's in Timber.
Timber? He's in Timber?
That's his song with Kesha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my God.
All right. So,
damn.
How was your week, Joe?
Well, so like not too much, but then I have one cool thing that happened.
Okay.
Which is, I guess, is like kind of major. So, I think I kind of talked last week how I had a conversation with some like job prospects. We can talk offline because I can't really go into too much, but that would potentially require some commuting. And I was like, well, let me see like if I could like trade my car in, right? Because I had a lease with my Kia, and I was looking around at the Kias, the EV6, and well, I was looking around and I was like, oh, this is like really expensive because after all the like accoutrements, it's like almost $60K.
Yeah.
And then the only other options are Teslas, and I was like, I hate Elon Musk, and like I can't be a fan of him.
Are you like trying to get a full electric vehicle?
Buckle it, bitch, because we're gonna go for a ride.
Okay.
So I'm doing all this research, right? And then I was like, let me just like figure out like all this stuff, right? So Tesla actually was a better option because you get the California rebate for the like tax credit or whatever.
Right.
Which is crazy because the Tesla after that rebate was like $15,000 less than a Kia. And I was like, I don't like Tesla because Elon Musk, but let me just go drive one and like check it out. So on Friday, I go up to Carlsbad and I was like, hey, like, like I have a lease. Like, do you guys do trade-ins?
Did you get it from the Kia up there in Carlsbad?
What
Your Kia?
Tesla?
Oh,
So
okay,
I go to
okay.
the Tesla dealership.
Oh, up at Carlsbad,
which
okay.
isn't like a dealership. It's basically like a buy a car and they don't do anything because like the whole purchase like.
I don't think
thing-
there's ever like a Tesla dealership. It's
No.
a showroom,
Right.
And you order kind
Yes.
of like
It's like a phone.
a la carte,
Right.
And then they send it to you,
Right. So I go in and I was like, okay, let me just like talk to somebody. And they don't like have salespeople. Like, I was like, do you guys buy out leases? Do you do all that kind of stuff? And they're like, oh, like we'll have to get like a specialized person. So long story long, they basically were able to buy out my Kia, my lease.
Okay.
And then I was able to like get the Tesla.
Wait, you have a Tesla now?
yes.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Thing.
So, but the reason behind that is because it was cheaper. Because I was like, the Kia, I like Kia. Kia's good. But then I was like, it's more expensive.
So which Tesla did you get?
I got the cheapest one, which is the Y.
As in, why did you buy the Tesla if you could go with the X?
Wait, what's the
This
what?
is the bigger version of the Y.
No, that one was huge. Wait, what?
That's like you could like, so you got the smallest one, and is that the hatchback?
No,
It's the
the
hatchback.
3 is the smallest.
No, I got the like, it's the SUV, but it's like the hatchback.
Is it the entry level?
Yes.
SUV. Okay, and like, do you get all of like the?
No.
Oh, okay. So you got
They-
like no power steering.
Oh,
no. So,
It's
like-
not even a computer. It's like a word processor.
It's
Oh
just
yeah,
a,
it's a
picture.
text file.
It's a green screen.
They no.
It's dot
no.
matrix. There's a little
They-
dot matrix.
the
It's just a
ad-
piece of cardboard.
The
that's
add-on, no,
painted
because the
into
add-ons like are insane. Like, oh, do you want like the full driving? That's $15,000. Do you want a different color? That's $2,000. Do you want different color seats? That's $5,000.
Okay,
I was
so
like,
what color?
No, gray.
What color is the interior?
Gray.
Is it leather?
It's like the fake leather.
Leather.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like polyurethane or
Are
whatever.
you sure it's a Tesla and not
Yes.
like a Tesla?
Sounds like a scam.
It's a Tesla. Stop it. Well, so
It's a nice car.
I didn't get scammed, but I was like, because I'm most likely going to be commuting up to like North County, the gas pricing is just fucking bonkers. And I was like, long term, I did the purchase, like the financing instead of a lease. Cause like leasing is, I should know I'm like in my 30s, leasing is not a smart option.
Right.
So the fact that they were able to buy out my lease and I wasn't like screwed over for that,
Right, yeah.
that was another huge thing. Cause if I were to like try and do like a lease turn in or whatever at another dealership or at Kia, I would be screwed.
Well, the good thing is, especially in California, if you want to go like long drives or something like that,
Right.
like you're going up to LA or
Northern California.
or if you try to drive all the way home,
Yep.
to up to Northern California, your Tesla will route you in the way to do the Tesla high speed,
The superchargers. Yep.
on the way.
And that was the other main reason too, because I was like, okay, the Kia, it would have been like a little more money, but I was like, oh, I don't have access to the Tesla charger thingies.
Right.
Right, and honestly, we rented not the Kia but the
Ioniq.
the Ioniq from Hyundai, which is very similar to the
Yeah.
Kia one, and we really liked it. Like, I mean, we both kind of came away going, "Oh, I'd consider an electric car."
Yeah.
But the biggest thing we didn't see, like, they don't have the assistance that the Teslas do about
It's
where to find
crazy.
the charger.
Yeah.
Like, on Tesla, that's very obvious. You know?
The technology in the car, it is interesting because like they don't fully electric cars don't have like a deceleration. And I don't know if the Hyundai was like that, but like if you take the foot off the gas, it slows down to like a crawl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And it is significant.
Oh, it's
because like
yeah.
boom.
So if
like-
you're like on the freeway and you take your foot off the gas, you'll go from like 70 to 50 in like a second.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like when we had to get used to when we were driving the Ioniq was like I would take my foot off the gas and it'd be like because I usually will do that to kind of like just coast
To coast, right.
And it was like
There's
whoop,
no
like
coasting.
dropping.
No.
Okay,
And so
you are not going to be middle of the pack here.
No.
You are not going to be safe every week.
No.
There's no coasting.
But so the thing is like again, it's got a lot of technology in it, so you don't have to. So you like put on the like autopilot or whatever.
So with your Tesla, now did you have to get do you have a garage at
So
your
that's a
apartment?
great question
I don't
because
think you should say this on the air.
we'll talk about it later. But there isn't a charger in the garage. But in California, if you as a resident request to like do an install and you cover it, the like building is required to like allow you to do that. So I asked the like building people, I'm like, hey, like how does this process start? So they have to like go to the board of the HOA and like present a case and blah 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 blah.
I find
blah.
that very interesting because like I would think that more people around, especially down there, would
Right.
already have an electric,
Yeah.
especially a Tesla because it's so huge in California.
And the thing is, I
And
think
it's such
a lot
status
of
symbol.
and that's the thing too. I was like, I don't like Elon, and I don't care about the
But
status.
now you have a Tesla.
I know,
And now
I'm
you
like,
see them everywhere. That's the funny thing.
It
As
happens with
soon as you
any
get it,
vehicle
yeah,
you
like-
get. The minute you get it, you see it everywhere.
they're everywhere now.
right. And I'm like, they're everywhere. And my thing is, it's like, it wasn't too much more monthly, and then it's actually being financed to buy.
Yeah, and like the X is the more popular version because like you see that one a lot.
Yeah,
And there's a ton
with the bat
of
wings.
yeah, but that one's huge. It's like
I mean,
a big one.
It's okay. I mean, my boss has one, but it's like 6 or so years old. But like he loves his Tesla and he drives all the time. I mean, he's not a huge Elon Musk fan either. But
oh, he's not.
oh god, no.
I want to know who is. I think my dad is.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Well, Joe's dad is already installing a thing for when they go south.
Yeah, at home,
Oh.
because he was like, my brother's an electrician. I called him. I'm like, hey, like, how much is it going to cost? Because like there was a quote online. It was like $5,000, and I was like, that's a lot of money for a place that I don't own,
Right.
And I'm just renting from. You know what I mean? And they have like the supercharging stations. I will tell you, like, if you live in California or Southern California, if you're a listener and you live in Southern California or California, like, energy rates are bonkers. Like, our energy prices are almost, if not the same, more than going to like a
Right.
supercharging station.
And like the closest supercharging station to here is
Mission
like
Valley.
I was gonna say Fashion Valley Mall.
They're right there, yeah.
Yeah, but they're always so busy though.
Yeah, well,
Don't they have one over at the Whole Foods?
oh, they have, yeah,
they
those
probably
are
do.
In the parking lot of the.
Oh, yeah.
thing?
Again,
Those are
another one where
free.
it's gonna be super busy.
those are free chargers, and I have an app that like shows the free chargers. They're always booked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm like getting used to the fact where it's like, I don't know how to like, because it's a charger, so like I can't get gas.
How much does it cost to charge it fully at a supercharging station?
So depends on the time of day. So the rates will
Oh
change.
my god, it's like Uber.
Right. So Mission Valley, if you go to the Friars, the Fashion Valley Mall, it can range anywhere from 17 cents per like kilowatt hour up to like 64. And so
Oh, that's actually not bad though when you think about it.
How much does it like?
Like, what's the rate at,
How much would that cost you to charge your car?
at home,
No, like on that supercharger.
so if they say to only charge it up to like 80%. So it's about, what is 80? The battery's 81 somethings.
I guess it depends on like how fast that charging station goes.
Like $11.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, at 17 cents is $11. But like and that's at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So it's like an off peak. And so and that's the thing too, like if I were to get a charger at our apartment, our like electricity rate I think is like 35 cents per kilowatt hour or whatever. So it's actually more than going to a supercharger.
Right.
It's just having like convenience. And I'm like, I could hang out at Fashion Valley for like 30 minutes and be fine.
Yeah.
So that was my Friday. And then we saw on Saturday the what was it called? The parody
Musical, yeah.
musical. And like, so you guys went to see what one?
We saw Cabaret.
The Ocean Beach.
Right.
The Obi Playhouse.
So you guys went to see that. I will tell you, and I'm admitting to everyone on the air and also our listeners, that I had low expectations. And when I say low expectations, I was like, this is going to be a shit show. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised by the musical because it was like a jukebox musical of a story of it, but then they kind of tweaked it, and it was like actually kind of fun. And it is like a drag queen.
Okay.
And it's like kind of like
Well, I mean, it's Pennywise. So.
Right.
Talented, like singer, drag queen.
Yeah, the singers. I will say the singers were great.
No Charlie Hyde, though, right? Like,
No.
From Drag Race.
Drag Race, yeah.
Did he play Pennywise?
No, just he's singing this live.
Oh, but does she see
But
well?
even for Cabaret, it was pretty good caliber. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just like they made choices.
It was directions that was...
There were some choices that I was like, interesting. But overall, I think they did a good job.
It was fantastic.
I enjoyed them. There were some fun laughs.
Really?
I mean, I think, again, I was like, oh, this is going to be really bad, but it
Very
wasn't.
Halloween thing to do too. So
Right.
It's awesome.
And
So-
it wasn't really, it's not gruesome, it's not gory. And, you know, you think of those, and it wasn't scary. And so it's really
No.
just like this, like, funny parody musical of the scary character It, but done in a way that you're like, this was great.
Yeah, there were some choices I think that I would have done differently, but you know, I'm not a director, so I think that was everything. And now we're here. How are you? What is your week up to?
We've been just dealing with like having a new puppy in the house, and that's great. We also celebrated our 11 years together, 6 years married over the weekend, and had dinner at. We went to Captain's Quarters, which was like
Where's that?
fantastic in Pacific Beach. It's like a little speakeasy.
You know where Grass Skirt is that we went to?
Yes.
So it's actually on the other side of the kitchen. Another secret entrance takes you to Captain's Quarters.
Okay.
And it's great. When you go in, it's like you're on... Oh, there's Baxter. Baxter can't have the loud ones. When you go in, it's like going on inside of a ship. So you see out the porthole, you see the ocean, and in the back, it's like you're in the back of the ship. It's actually gorgeous.
Is it small?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably holds about 50 people comfortably.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Wow.
it's a gorgeous facility. Yeah, so
Nice.
we had dinner there with some friends for our anniversary.
Nice.
And the food was really good too. So we're like, hey, great time.
What did you have? What was your food choices?
Like
What'd you
They
eat?
had a double secret item on their menu that had like a Mediterranean flavor.
Yeah,
to
it had Mediterranean
Oh.
flair to it. We had halloumi fries, which
What's
I was like,
that?
Halloumi is more of a heartier cheese, so it has a very high melting point. So it's like a Mediterranean salty mozzarella, but not as stringy.
Oh.
So it holds up to like
toothsome.
yes, it holds up to like grilling and frying and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
I've never heard of that.
It's
Halloumi?
delicious.
halloumi,
Okay.
yeah. So we had a good time. So it was a lot of fun. And then just work and stuff. That's it. We don't really have a lot going on.
Yeah,
besides
Baxter had his operation last week, so we've been dealing with him in a collar, not able to,
Yeah,
all of
Which
his
is
freedoms.
adorable. His little
blow
cute
up collar instead of the
He's been
Elizabethan.
awesome.
He's adorable.
So yeah, so that means it's time for mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. So what are you obsessed with, Joe?
I have a lot.
Oh God, okay.
I know it's crazy when you're like living or whatever. So first is my car, and just like I think the thing that I'm kind of most obsessed with is like it has a cool cruise control, which I guess is standard on cars.
You know what they say? Tesla's owners are like people who do CrossFit. You find out.
you know how you know it.
I'm like I don't want people to know I have it. Like I
Yeah,
told my dad, and he was like,
for example,
oh,
our audience.
right.
Yeah, they all know now.
Well,
Did I mention that the thing that's giving me life is your Tesla?
oh my god,
We got a new vacuum.
same.
Too.
Wait, you what?
We got a new vacuum.
Like a real vacuum?
Yeah. Well, I always call Tesla's like a Hoover.
Oh, I was like, is it a Dyson?
Did you get the heated seats?
I think, yeah. I don't.
Oh.
If you ask me how to do it, no idea. Do
Can
I
you
know
do
how
it
to
from the app?
defrost it? Girl, no.
You can do it from the app.
Oh,
You can warm it up before you get in the car.
Do you have the app on your phone?
I have to, yeah.
Okay.
I don't like heated seats though, because it. This might be TMI, but it makes me feel like I might poop my pants.
Okay. So funny thing is,
It's too comfortable. Like you
I'm
know.
so relaxed right now.
But really though, like when you're warm down there, you're like, oh, like you know how when you get into like a warm hot tub or whatever, you have to pee. Or is
I
that
don't know
just
anymore.
me?
That's just you. But so we were driving my boss's car back to his house one day, and like I was in my car and Andy was driving the Tesla, but he landed and he was on his app and he could see that we were driving it towards his house, and he was like, "Things getting hot for you.
Stop it!"
And I was like, "What?"
Did he turn the heated seats
He turned
on?
the heated seats and the heated steering wheel on.
Oh my god! There's a heated steering wheel.
Yeah.
And
my
I'm,
God.
And I'm in the car. I have no idea. I'm just going. This is the most uncomfortable car ever.
Oh my god!
That's
Why-
hilarious.
And he's like, "Why do I have to poop?"
For real. For real. But I feel like those, like, we don't live in a place where you need warmth in your
Yeah.
car, you know? So, like, those kind of features I think are, like, lost on us, but it's fine. The second thing is the, like, you know the song by Katy Perry, Harley's in Hawaii?
Yeah.
And you know all the memes where it's like her, where she's like, you and I, and it's like, what are the vowels that come after A, E, I, O, U, or whatever? And it's like, or what vowels are missing? And it's like you and I, or it's like, what is track number 13 on Lady Gaga's song, or whatever? It's like you and I, and then it's like there's a she says Sunday. Listen, I'm living for these memes because they're so stupid. I'll send you some.
Okay.
So that's my second one, and my third one is the second season of Is It Cake?
Oh my god! Have you been watching it without me?
So yeah, because you're not gonna watch it. So
Okay.
I started watching it. It's very accurate. Nick won't watch it. So I started watching it today, and I was like, God, I love this show. It's
So dumb.
so dumb. That's why.
Oh,
And,
is
like,
that why?
but
you
also,
won't
like-
watch anything else that we told you to watch?
So the thing that I appreciate is they actually do have talent. So if you take away the like shenaniganery and like the host, they actually have really cool
Until
talent.
they put like a child up there and it's like, is it cake?
And they cut through the baby.
There is a funny Instagram account that does like and they're terrible, and it's like blatantly like it looks like a dollar bill, like a real dollar, and then all of a sudden it's a cake dollar bill as they're cutting into it. So that's funny, but the show is not great. So I'm glad you're watching it.
Well, someone has to get them views so that they can like
Get a season 3.
no, so they can get paid.
Okay.
So those are mine. What are yours?
So we are watching on Apple Plus. We're watching Lessons in Chemistry
Oh, yeah, I
with
started
Brie
that.
Larson. It is so good. Like her and Lewis Pullman, who is the other lead in that for right now, are just freaking amazing. And she has the tiniest waist.
She does. I
I'm
noticed
like,
that too.
Jesus Christ, Brie. Like, it is tiny. The other thing I'm living for is giving me life is, of course, Baxter.
Yeah.
He is giving me life. Yes, mama.
Singing a little puppy
House
song.
down boots.
Slay. Tongue pop.
Exactly. But no, he is just my favorite. I'm like, oh.
He's adorable.
He is. So, yeah, that's what I'm living for.
Wait, I have a question about the chemistry thing. So,
Okay.
did I ask you? I don't think I did. It's not about Marie Curie, right?
No. It is about a woman who it's in the 50s when everything was male dominated.
Okay.
And it was like women couldn't do anything, but she got her master's, and then something happened where she couldn't get her PhD. So they don't really take her seriously until Lewis Pullman kind of like works with her. And
The only thing she could do is be a lab assistant, a lab tech. She
Right.
could not be a chemist. And
so it's based on a book where this woman who was a chemist and that was her life, she got out of that and became a cooking show host by using her knowledge of chemistry to explain cooking to women.
Oh,
Yeah.
And that's the storyline.
Yeah, basically. yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm so into it. We watched the first 2 episodes and they are fantastic.
It showed up, and I was like, "Ooh, this could be interesting." And then Nick started watching it without me.
Oh my god!
Because you were busy watching.
You're watching Is a Cake.
That was today. This was yesterday or 2 days ago. Because I was like, "Oh, what is that?" And he's like, "The chemistry show." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Do you like it, Nick?
I love it.
Okay.
And I won't give you any spoilers.
But I think
keep
like,
watching.
Are you
Lewis
done with
Pull.
episode 2, though?
How far are you
Episode 2.
along?
I watched all the ones that are like I binge. So
Oh my God, girl.
I think there's 3 out right now or 4.
Oh, okay. I don't know. We're just on the second
And
one. We have to watch
then
the third
I'm
one.
waiting for the next one to come out because it's
Okay. I think
Plot twist.
her boyfriend was cute. I was like, okay, look at you with your little booty in the first episode.
I know. You know, they're
Is
trying
it
to
an
hook, they're trying to
X-Butt?
hook you in with the
booty.
naked guy.
Oh, you see a nude boot, a nude butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Successful.
Also a tiny guy, like tiny people. He's
Yeah.
so tiny.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my
Like,
goodness.
fish
He
thin,
makes
but-
Brie look like. Anyway.
And my favorite is this running
Wayfish is the
joke
word.
of like people don't understand why he runs because running wasn't very big back then.
Yeah.
So it's like, he was like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I go running." Why?
I feel like that's you now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, unless somebody's chasing me, I ain't running, girl.
Joe, you can catch up. We'll watch the next one together.
Yeah, see, he'll watch it again with you.
I will actually.
Probably
I'll do
something
that.
he missed. You know, the joke about the dog name.
Well,
because-
but Nick, the way Nick watches television, he's not really engaged or movies.
That's not true.
It-
But
it's
also,
true.
it's why I like having subtitles on because I feel like subtitles help me not miss
oh,
things.
girl, I watch everything. Yeah, I posted that picture of me and Baxter watching Grease 2 the other night.
Oh
and
my
I had my
gosh,
subtitles on.
I meant to call you about that. I was like, you're already indoctrinating him into Grease too.
I had to do subtitles on the Invasion show
All
on
night.
Apple TV.
Oh wait, so you're watching Invasion as well? Okay.
No, I finished
I don't think
it.
that was on our
I
list of things
finished
to
it.
watch.
no, it
but
wasn't.
okay.
No.
I need a fall refresh. Can you send it to me via email?
Well, there's no new shows coming out because they're all on
Yeah,
strike. So
everybody-
Thank
all
God,
the
this
actors are
works
on
so
strike.
well.
now's the time to catch up.
Wait,
Yeah,
I thought they
exactly.
finished the strike.
No, that's a writer's strike.
Oh God.
The actor strike is still going on.
So they can write shows, they just can't act in them.
Well, yes, because like right now they can still have talk shows,
Yeah.
like and stuff
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
the writers will write that, and they don't really technically have actors, but any actors or anything that go on these shows cannot talk about any projects that are struck. And then you heard about what happened with SAG-AFTRA. They were like, please do not during Halloween wear
saw
any costumes that might be confused with productions and stuff like that. So they're like, go with just basic ones
what?
like a vampire or a ghost
They
or
basically don't want people to dress up as Barbie and Ken.
right. Don't dress up with Barbie and Ken. Don't dress up as Deadpool,
show your support of the strike.
Wolverine, any Doctor Strange, any of the Avengers.
Do you
Really?
think anyone's going to listen
Well,
to that?
and here's the thing: it was
Maybe
like
in LA, like in like
Even-
circles of.
well, everybody in LA was like, this is not what we are concerned about. Like,
Yeah.
get back to the table and get to work on what we're supposed to be talking about. This right here has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
So,
So they like released a list of costumes you can.
Choose costumes inspired by generalized characters and figures, ghosts, zombies, spider, etc. So
Yeah.
it's anyway.
so yeah,
Well, I mean,
or go as Jimmy Fallon.
We're going to your friend's thing,
Yeah.
and I feel like our costume ideas aren't
What are you guys going at
okay.
for
So-
your birthday?
So I originally was going to be the wacky waveable inflatable man, but last night I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to be Jennifer Lawrence on Hot Ones because she's like, what do you
talking
mean?
about?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? So that's what I'm going as. So I got like a blonde wig, a headband, the shirt, and then like some earrings. I'm like, that's really easy to do, and then I'm gonna have like a hot sauce.
Okay, and you're gonna be
Because-
crying.
Yeah,
like
because she there's no striking on Hot Ones. That's like a
No.
YouTube show.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's safe. I can do that.
What are you going as? Dave?
I'm going as Britney Spears with knives.
Okay.
I found the
crop top?
bikini
Yeah.
top, the little white booty shorts.
the fake
I
knives.
found the fake knives. Mine, unfortunately, I bought were like Halloween knives, so they have
They
blood
have
on
blood
them.
on them, but
That's
that's
okay.
fine.
That's good.
I got a wig that needs to be styled.
You can tell people it's Justin Timberlake's blood.
I think what I'm going to do is buy some pantyhose to just help some of the stuff not come out because the booty shorts are pretty booty
Okay,
shorts.
can I,
I
tell
think
you?
you need to wear underwear.
I'll do that too.
Control top.
I need. I thought about, you know what? I'm
Spanx.
thinking I'm gonna wear some type of like. Because I put on the shorts today, and I'm like, "Oh, hello, little muffins. How are you?" So it's gonna be
Am I a bakery? Because there's a bunch of muffin tops around here.
If you wear that, you can see them because it's like a midriff shirt. So like you can't know.
That's
the
okay.
illusion.
Anyway, well, so ittle be fun.
So okay, I have one more thing that
I think
I'm.
it'd be funny.
It'll be yeah.
I have one more thing that I'm obsessed with.
Okay.
Michelle Williams reading Britney Spears' memoir, like because they got Michelle Williams, the actress. From like Dawson's Creek and stuff to read.
Michelle Williams?
She was the lead. She was the female who was married to Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman.
She's reading the memoir.
She's reading the audiobook for Britney's memoir.
She's
and
the
it
voice.
is hilarious because there's like a part in there like that's going across social media where she talks about how Justin Timberlake, they were walking in New York and he was very like hood.
Was he though?
Yeah, and he was like he saw somebody and he was like, oh yeah, faux shiz, what's up, Genuine? What's up, homie? And he listened to like Michelle Williams as Britney Spears
That's
as
just
Justin
Timberlake. I feel like why was she chosen? That's a very
I'm like
random.
give her the Emmy, give her the Billboard Music Award, give her the Oscar,
the Grammy.
give her the
Would that be a
Grammy,
Grammy?
give him all of that because I'm like she is acting like crazy.
Is
in
it
this.
good?
It's good.
I haven't heard of that.
So check it out. But you know what you also check out on YouTube? You said you were falling down a hole on YouTube of what again?
A guy that scams scammers.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Or like, no, he doesn't scam. Like, unearths them. What would you call it?
I mean, he
attacks them.
He reveals
and like reports them
and then eventually tries to track down their network. Like,
but he also just fucks with them too, right?
Oh yeah.
In order to get them, like he will spend
hours, yeah.
Because like you had me watch one of these, and it was like he was like, okay, so how do I do this?
Oh yeah, he plays really dumb, and he plays like an old woman, and like
he's got a great voice,
right? The base, like he'll like the scammers are like, oh hey, like you click this thing, and he goes like, where do I find that? And it's like, oh, on the bottom right, and he's like, okay, I clicked it now, and then they're like, now you have to put in your bank account. Oh, okay. So he plays like really dumb.
Or like go look up the number.
Right.
Well, like he did one where it was like by email, and they kept going back and forth because it was like he had to buy a gift card or something.
All of that
but he is like, I don't know if he's like a trained cybersecurity person.
Yes, he's an expert in cybersecurity.
Yeah.
He doesn't work alone. There are a lot of people who are kind of like
there's a network,
self-proclaimed hackers.
It's really cool to watch.
But they're trying to use that power to stop people from getting abused. It's a huge problem in the U.S. that
oh my god,
and especially retirees, people who are not sophisticated with computers, are falling victim to these.
So I have fallen victim as someone who is not retired and old. Like scams and like phishing attempts are getting very intelligent.
Oh yeah, there's like
they're using AI now.
Yeah, and it's like it is harder and harder to suss that stuff out because they get access to more information as people use the internet more.
Yeah.
So in San Diego this past year, there have been $75 million in losses due to fraud. And that's just the people who like report it.
Yeah.
Like because usually with the elderly people, they don't report that because they're embarrassed.
75 million?
75 million in San Diego County alone.
In 1 year.
In this year so far.
Oh,
2023 so far.
So 10 months in.
Correct. Which is already $22,000 more than last year.
Jesus.
So I'm like, that is crazy to me.
That is
but
crazy.
like, okay, so we're talking about scams.
Right.
So tell us, how did you get scammed, Joe?
Well, I haven't gotten scammed. I've gotten...
Oh, I thought you said you got scammed.
Frauded and scammed. Like, I mean, it falls within like kind of the like scam, like fraud bank, like bucket where like I've had my cards like fraud charges on my cards.
Right. And are you like me? You check your bank account every day and stuff?
No.
Oh.
So it's funny that this is the topic we're talking about because Nick actually, he got frauded or whatever like 2 days ago. His Apple Card. Tell them the story.
Well, so I use an Apple Card, and so anytime I get a charge, it'll pop up on my phone and just say, "Here's what's going through," which I kind of like. It's like stay active, and it said Domino's Pizza $89, and I was like,
which we have been going to Domino's, so it may not be out of the ordinary.
So in my mind, I looked at it, I was like, oh, maybe this was just Domino's finally running all the charges at once. Seems a little weird, right? So I clicked on it, and it was like, no. And then it actually showed it was in El Cajon. And so I went through the process and just immediately was like, this is fraud. And the cool thing about Apple Card is that the number is actually digital. So you can just you call, they do a refresh, you get a new card number without having to actually send out a new card, which is nice.
Well, but like, who is spending $89 at Domino's?
It gets better actually.
I would.
So after that, then they tried to run an $800
Baxter
gift
is.
card, and that was denied because we'd stopped it. And then the following ones were my favorite. One was they tried to go to Target, and then they also tried to do OnlyFans.
Oh.
So somebody was eating pizza, going to Target, and watching some OnlyFans. I'm like, good for you, but
Well-
you all got blocked.
Well, because like usually they'll try to do stuff in a
Small
smaller
charges,
amount
yeah.
to
Just
kind of
to
like
see.
get it.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Paris, they had it was a Barnes and Noble. I got an email. It was like, "Thank you for your purchase for Barnes and Noble," and it was a Lego set, and I was like, "Steve,
Oh my god, how much was the Lego set?
like $150."
Yeah, those aren't cheap.
No, I also like what the fuck, Lego? Like they're really expensive, but like I had
That's
that.
a scam right there.
And then it was, but I don't know. They must like do research on you because they then like I wouldn't buy Legos, but then it was like a Ninja blender, and I was like, that's up my that's in my up my alley or whatever. And then there were like other appliances, but at that point it had been like the card had been changed over. But the most recent thing that has been an attempt is if you are on Craigslist looking for apartments, like people will try and scam you that way. And so what they do is they you send a message like, "Hey, I'm interested in this apartment." And then I got like a Google number request, and it was like, your Google number Google number needs to be reset or whatever. And they think the way that they get you is you change it and you give them a PIN, and that gives them access to your phone.
right.
And I was like, this is fishy. No. But that was like, what, August? What was that? Like 2 or 3 months ago. And I mean, thankfully, I know not to click buttons or whatever, but my kind of funny anecdote is in corporate, working in corporate and very secured internet or whatever, they'll send phishing email tests to you, and I failed probably 75% of them.
Oh my god.
Because it looks like internal stuff, and you're like, oh,
That's
this
how
is
they get you.
right. This is from the document system, and it's okay, and then it'll give you a pop up and be like, you failed the phishing test, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Like a secret shopper.
But then only at work. At least my personal life, I'm good.
Yeah, but that's even worse because
no, I need my money.
Yeah, but there was East Lansing, Michigan.
Oh, what?
East Lansing, Michigan.
Lansing?
Lansing. Is that what I said?
Lansing.
You're saying Lansing.
Lansing.
Yeah, in the G.
But
It's Archipelago
that-
V2.
The town is trying to get back $550,000 that was lost due to fraud.
Oh my god.
Somebody scammed a worker there who gave them information, and hackers took $550,000 in government
Oh my
funds.
god. Thankfully my old job, I didn't have access to financial stuff, so they wouldn't really get anything. But the emails, kind of on that whole same accord, where emails are getting smarter, and when I was doing research, a lot of the things that I was finding, I was I also might fall victim to that. There's the one-time passcode scam where they're hey, your one-time passcode has been sent to you. And you get a text message to verify.
But why did that come to you?
Right.
See, people don't think about this. You have to take a second and go, huh.
That's the thing
Well,
that they recommend.
And the most important thing about that the way you undermine that scam is never click a link in
Yes.
any email you're ever
Or
sent.
text
Correct.
message.
Or reply.
anything.
Right.
If you get a link, do not click it. Go to your regular app,
Yep.
or go to your browser, go to that site you'd normally go to, and investigate it that way.
Yep.
Because,
Yeah.
because that's how people get you. They make it look like
Yep.
it is, legitimately Bank of America.
Yeah. And if you're and that's the thing too, is I feel unfortunately everything is so fast paced nowadays where we don't really deep dive into our messages or our emails. We should, but if you're just looking at something briefly and you go, oh, a one-time passcode, click this, there you're done.
Nope.
No.
I mean, I look at everything.
You're done.
Because somebody sent me a text message, and they're we need to blah, blah, blah. And I look at it, I'm why does that website read like that? There's it's always one thing is
weird.
off, and I'm that's weird, not going to click that. Or I was at work, and one of the girls was on the phone, and they said, "Oh, you have a call, Rebecca." Rebecca picks it up, and it's somebody who's like one of our companies that we buy, one of our vendors, and they were like, "Your bill is past due. We need to get this taken care of." And she's like, "Oh, I thought this was already taken care of. Which one is it? What month for?" And I was like, I turned around and I said, "Stop. Hammer time. Get a name and a number.
Right.
Tell them you will call them back, and then you call the company that is supposed to be calling you and verify that is somebody that you're supposed to be talking to, and that you do have
smart.
Because do not give out the credit card number. Don't give out any numbers. Nothing.
That happened to me when I was first hired at the company I worked for, and I was in the space I was. It was new, and I got a phone call into the office, and they were like, "Your power bill is past due. It's going to be turned off." And even though my mind is like, well, I got to do business.
Right.
And I'm going to pay this. So what I ended up doing, though, as I'm giving this person this information, I actually am like, hold on a second. I don't actually think I pay this bill, because it's just in a panic. You're like,
right,
we're turning this off today,
and that's always how they work too.
Yeah, and so I was in a tizzy, and so as I'm reading out my information, and then I'm like, hold on, actually I gotta go about this a different way. And as soon as I did that, this person was like, no, like they get abusive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
they try to gaslight you.
Yep,
They try
and
to
it's
do
like,
everything
we're gonna shut this out. If you hang up, your power's going off. And,
okay.
And I was
Click.
like,
Go for it.
And so then I hang up and I call a corporate number, and they're like, yeah, you would actually never pay the bill. It actually, corporate pays it, so don't ever do that. I'm like, oh my God. Like I almost... And how they knew that would have...
Because it's a fight or flight
so crazy.
instinct. Because they find the one thing, as the worst possible thing that could happen to you based on who they say they are.
Yeah,
right.
Could happen, and that Andy.
So I have a coworker. This was about 3-4 years ago, right before COVID, when we were still in offices. And I walk out in the hallway, and one of my coworkers, a woman who's a programmer, very talented, very, very smart programmer from India. Mom, 3 kids, trying to earn a living, but she's crying on the phone. I'm like, what's going on? She goes like, the Social Security is going to come after me. They're sending the sheriff here to say, unless I, pay this money that they say I stole. I'm like, that's a scam.
Right.
And she was like, I had to convince her that it was a scam. She got off the phone with them. I said, they're going to call you back. And when they call back, let me talk to them.
Right. Yeah, so Firm Andy was there.
So Firm Andy was there. I was just like, yeah, hi. This is Sergeant so-and-so at the San Diego Police Department. How can I help you? And it was just like, yeah, it was a scam. You're okay. But it was just kind of like, they preyed on this woman. She had no idea that Social Security had no, enforcement agency. And I was like, tell them to go call the sheriff. Tell them that come here with me and we'll talk to the sheriff together, because there's no way.
Right.
But people don't know enough to say that.
Or I think it's like Paul said, your spur of the moment, like, oh my God, like my power's going to be shut off, or oh my God, they have they're going to take my kids away from me. And they prey on emotions. And that's the part that kills me the most, because it's so manipulative.
Especially when it's older people. And it's that scam that went around for a while where people were like, they pretended to be their grandchild or something. And they were like, hey, this is your grandson or whatever. I'm texting you from a different number because I lost my phone, but I'm in, they're taking me to jail and I need you to help get me out.
That happened to my grandpa.
Oh,
legit. Like,
no
my grandpa, and he never calls my cell phone. He never did. He's not here. But he would never call me in any instance like that. And I remember I was I think I must have been in San Diego. This wasn't too long ago, maybe 6 or 7 years. I think I had just moved here. And he calls me and he goes, Joe, are you in jail? And I'm like, what? I was like, no. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I was like, how do you your cell phone these days in jail?
I was like, yeah, because again, never called me a day in my life on my cell phone. And I was like, oh, this must be important.
I mean,
picked
this
up.
life is a prison. This body is a prison.
Right.
But
I mean, with all the grand scheme of it, like I wasn't incarcerated.
existentially, I'm in prison, but physically, I'm out. I'm fine.
Yeah, this social construct in which we live, Grandpa, has us all imprisoned on the daily basis. So, but he called me and he was like adamant. He's like, "You're in prison." I was like, "I am not in prison." He's like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, I am in my apartment, sitting on my couch. I promise you I'm not in prison. I was like, what's going on? He's like, somebody called me and said that they were you and they were in Riverside at the county jail in Riverside. And that's the thing is they do their research.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, you can look up people online like, you know.
You can look up Facebook.
Right.
Everything.
But even if you're private on Facebook, you can still look at like it's True People Search or something. And like they basically knew like he was my grandpa. And I went to school in Riverside, so they're like, oh, if we say that like he was in jail in Riverside, that could be believable. And then my grandpa was kind of like, it didn't really sound like you, but they said that you like had gotten really injured. Right. They said like you had gotten injured or something, and like that's why you didn't sound the same. But like I told my grandpa, I was like, no. And so he hangs up, and then I basically get the story, but they basically tried to say your grandson's in jail, like you need to pay, I think it was like $5,000. And people do it. I think, and I might be making this up, but my grandma, my mom's mom, I think it was a similar sort of thing where my cousin Jeff, it was the same thing where they like, Jeff's in jail, and I think she paid it. So, but like then you like if the minute the money goes out, if it's like a check or a wire transfer, you can't get it back.
It's not coming back.
So there are just general rules of thumb that you have to follow. One is when someone calls you, always ask for a number that you can call them back.
Yeah, that's
and then
smart.
look up that number.
Yeah.
And see what country they're calling from.
Oh, that's smart.
Or if you get a notice or somebody calls you or contacts you through direct message or something and says they work for so-and-so company, you then go, okay, hold on, and then get a number from your bill or something like that. If you do use like Wells Fargo or, you know, San Diego General Gas and Electric, you go and get a bill, call that number that's on the bill and go, hi, do you have so-and-so that works for you? No?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks. Like that.
I would have never thought about that. That's genius.
Nobody is ever going to, no business is ever going to call you and ask for payment right away. Just like when people say that, you know, Social Security or something is like, is contacting them.
Or the IRS.
The IRS. Well, and like, actually, technically, the IRS cannot call you for that kind of stuff. They actually have to contact you by certified mail first.
That's
by
the only way.
Law.
And that's the thing too. Like if you get an email from the IRS, a text message, a call, it's not it. It is only physical mail.
Well, and then there are a lot of people who will file or who will send you email saying IRS collections. But it has nothing to do with the government. It's just like they saw that some lien was put on your assets, and so they're going to chase after you, and they make it sound like they're the government.
Yeah,
but they're selling you a service basically that will negotiate your rate with that.
Again, it's about it's almost like vulnerability population. Like if you're financially in like a pickle or whatever, and then people are coming after you, and it's like, oh crap. Like there was one of the things I saw was their student loan scams. Where they will email you and say, hey, we have like a better rate or something. Give us, you know, all you have to do is fill out an application and put in your information and you'll get like a lower percentage.
And part of that is your bank account. And
absolutely. But if you're like me with student loans and you're like, oh, I can get a better rate, you go, oh, that sounds great. But again, like you said, it's all just like a stop and think moment. I think if there's any takeaway from this episode, it's just like stop and pause. And then just like, hey, let me just like think about that. Because like the U.S. Department of Education is the one that did like the resume of like the student loan payment. So maybe give them a call. Like I don't think nothing would be that instant where it is going to be detrimental. You know what I mean?
And if you approach any electronic communication or phone communication, that just because it says it's from so-and-so does not mean it's from so-and-so. One of the easiest things to do is scam the sender. You know, spoof the sender.
How do you do that?
I got an email from myself.
How?
Just yesterday.
No.
Yeah, I got an email from myself, and this is a really funny one.
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna read it to
what?
you. Greetings. Have you seen lately my email to you is from your account? Yeah, that merely confirms that I have gained complete access to the device of yours.
Oh, device of yours?
Yeah, you claimed access to my computer, I guess. Within the past several months, I was observing you.
Oh.
You are still surprised. How could that happen? Frankly speaking, malware has infected your computer.
Oh my God, stop it.
Apparently, a Trojan has been put on my computer and it's been watching me on my work computer masturbate and film me on half the screen
Hell
and film
yeah.
my scream on the other half.
Okay.
I was like, all right,
Where's this
is
video?
and
This was all in the email?
Let's see the video.
I was like, I'd like that video.
I'm not going to post it on my OnlyFans.
Now, first
Well,
of all,
next-
people,
yeah.
don't do shit on your work computer.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
then
the first rule.
Oh, no.
Right.
Or even on the work Wi-Fi. That's...
But, so this person literally gives a Bitcoin wallet and wants to extort $1,550.
Because they have,
Wow.
like, blackmail pictures of you?
So that's the
video.
allegation.
Okay.
And they're like, you can't trace me. I was like, oh yeah, give me 5 seconds. You're coming from a town in Colombia. I figured out where he's coming from.
How'd you do that?
There's little tricks. You can look in an
Cybersecurity,
email.
Andy.
So when you get an email, you can go into, like, every email service is different, but there's a thing called the email header. And the header is all the information that the computer uses to authenticate. Right?
Okay.
So this is just the top of the header. It's just a whole bunch of words. But one of them is authentication results. The sender IP is.
No
And
shit.
so that's the IP address where the sender came from.
And then you just Google it?
And you can search an IP address. It's those numbers, like the 3 numbers, then 2 numbers, then 2 numbers, and 3 numbers. You can search that and and find out where it is. So this one was in a little town in Colombia.
Oh, how cute. They only wanted $1,550.
If someone was like, hey, I have your nudes, I'll be like,
That's
cool,
so
distribute
crazy.
them, might be able to get some money.
It's hilarious. But I mean, but even an email from yourself, there's
Right.
outwardly the way Outlook or
Yeah.
Google would show it, you wouldn't even know. Now Outlook's smart too, and I mean our company has really good malware and antivirus, so it right away got put into
Right.
and I looked up the IP address, and actually you can get there's like a listing you can get of whether there are about 9 or 10 different spam service, like spam lists, and you can see if that email address is on a lot of spam lists or that server is on a lot of spam lists.
Interesting.
So you can kind of get comfort that none of this is. But I mean, you don't even have to go that far. Just don't trust that it came from, I know.
Like, it's
sent
question
myself an
everything.
email.
Yeah. I feel like it gets a little paranoid. It like dips into like a little extreme paranoia, but like better to be safe than sorry.
Right.
That's my thing.
I'd rather be paranoid than broke.
Right.
Another thing to be really mindful of, don't pay things through PayPal. Don't make purchases through PayPal.
Oh, really?
If you can avoid it, because PayPal doesn't have a guarantee the way a credit card does. Like anti-fraud credit cards, is backed by the banking system and FDIC and so
No
on.
shit.
So you can, but when you pay for things, or if you send money through PayPal, it's pretty much unprotected. You can't.
I used to
avoid it.
pay my rent through PayPal.
Well, and I mean that may be fine because you've got a set person,
You know who it is, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you go on the internet, like go on Instagram and you see this thing and you have the option to pay with a credit card or pay with PayPal, don't pay with PayPal.
PayPal's an option on like everything.
I know.
I know,
No
but
shit.
I don't use PayPal. Like, if the way to pay for it and the only way to pay for it is PayPal, I'm like, then I don't need it.
Really?
And especially if PayPal, if you have it linked directly to your bank,
Right, exactly.
then it will. they'll just
Somebody
start
can get
pulling money.
access
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
I'm a little more paranoid with PayPal as well.
I need to unlink my bank account to my PayPal. Please hold as I do a reminder.
Well, and you should also have two-factor authentication on your PayPal.
Yeah.
Like, I had gotten an email, and I think it was a scam, but the email was like, your password's been updated on your PayPal. And I was like, and it was very, the email was well done because it was very like, if you didn't do this, you should click this link.
Yeah.
But of course, I didn't click that link. I went into PayPal and said, I'm going to change my password right now.
Yeah.
No, there was no change. My password still worked fine, and so I knew it was a scam. But I still add two-factor authentication where it has to send your phone a text with a number before you can do anything, because that's really helpful.
I think a smart tip too. Like if it's offered, two-factor authentication for everything.
And you can put Google Authenticate. It's free. Put it on your phone. You can.
I have that.
I do that a lot. Yeah.
To authenticate, and it just saves you a little bit more stress.
Well, and it's an extra step, but it's again like security. Damn.
I just remembered something that I wish Steve was here to tell you the story, because it's one of those. Of course, this happened to Steve. Steve was scammed. Somebody was either, I think it was a text or it was WhatsApp, and it was like one of those text messages. Well, then he starts talking to the scammer.
Oh, I remember this story.
And then because he was like, well, what you're doing is wrong, and the guy was like, well, I'm just trying to make a living, blah blah blah. Finds out Steve befriends the scammer. And the scammer and him now talk regularly and are friends. And he was trying. He ended up being and whether this is true or not, whatever. But he is a gay man that was living in Nigeria, trying to raise money to get out of Nigeria. And Steve has told me he's not sending him any money still. Just
Okay.
A Nigerian prince.
but this was Steve's Nigerian prince. But now he's in Canada now, so he's escaped.
Good.
And so
it's
that's
awesome.
I was like, yeah, that's great, Steve. But I don't necessarily think that breaking the law is the way about. I mean, but maybe that's what people get to. So then it becomes this
ethical,
this weird conversation of this person that was being he's trying to get out of his own prison,
right?
But he was doing it in a criminal way. Very interesting stuff.
Well, it's these. So that falls under this romance scams in a way, because it's you get these people, and I was reading an article about they have things what they call farms or something like that, where these people do nothing but scam
all day.
people and talk
It's like a call center,
right?
Yeah,
and they get them to send them money and stuff like that, and they're so. And I was reading this article, and this woman was talking about how she did this and she felt bad about it and she didn't want to do it, but she kind of got sucked into it, and then the wives would then contact them and be like, do you know how much money he's spending on this and on you? And it's ruining our family and we don't have any money. And it's that. And then you hear all these other ones about how women have been scammed by guys who are oh, I own a penthouse in Chicago, but I'm in Dubai building a bridge right now. And, blah, blah, blah. Or they start talking to them on Tinder or something.
It's a Tinder swindler.
Right.
For real.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're they start talking, and after a while they go, oh no, I have an emergency. My daughter is in the hospital, but unfortunately I don't have the money to pay for this surgery that she really needs. And, then it becomes this because you feel bad for this person and everything.
Yeah.
They get scammed into that and giving away all their money and stuff. And
Again, it's the emotional manipulation.
Can I just tell you, they're okay. So when I started the Instagram for our office, I tell you, every day I get these hidden requests for messages, and it's always the same picture of the same Asian lady in a different pose or something like that, and it's always hi beautiful, I saw your Instagram, or hey, I think you'd be a great dentist. What's going on?
I think you'd be a great dentist.
But it's they want to talk to you,
right, and
get you talking, so then they can try
and
to
they're obviously fake,
right? Because it's the same woman, it's the same Asian woman all the time, and I'm who are you?
Hey, good for her. She's got a great career in many things. She's a dentist. She's a model.
So one of the funny things, the guy that does the YouTube where he's kind of hacking into the hackers, they're really good at pinpointing the location of their little call centers. And so when they finally break it that they're scamming you, they're actually scamming you, and we've wasted your last 4 hours.
Right.
They'll be I ate at the crispy chicken right across the street from you. Yeah, and there's the dry cleaning right on the corner.
Yeah,
start giving them clues that he knows exactly where they are.
Or what I saw one is that the guy that's scamming the scammers, the scammer asked for an address, And the guy was like, "Oh, this is the address," and it was their current address. And then you can hear the indistinct like chatter in the background, and then it's like they're like freaking out because like, how does he? That's our address,
Yeah.
and she's like, or she, he's not. When he's playing the grandma character, they're like, "Are you sure that's your address?" And she goes like, "Yeah, like this is where I live." And they're like, "What?" It's crazy. I wanted to know if you guys have heard the stories about like AI scams.
I'm afraid of AI scams because to me it seems like AI has the capacity to know so much and
Yes.
accumulate so much information about you
That is terrifying.
that you couldn't necessarily debunk it.
And I agree, and I feel like it might get to the point where it's fully automated and there's no human interaction where you basically like there's that story about the mom who got like I'm using air quotes, call from her daughter who was saying like, "Hey, I've been kidnapped." And they used AI to duplicate the girl's voice.
Oh, geez.
So the mom thought it was the daughter. And I'm sorry, like if you're a mom and your daughter's saying, "I'm kidnapped, you need to pay the kidnappers, I don't know, like $20,000, you're going to be like, well, obviously, yeah. Like you're not going to second guess and be like, "Are you sure?" Because like, are you going to take the chance, a 50-50 chance? Like, oh, maybe she is lying, maybe it's not.
I mean, I'm about to take a chance.
I just send you a Google authentication code to.
I'd be like, that sounds like a
you
you
take
problem.
Well, I mean, I feel like in those moments, what you could do is like, I mean, this is the benefit of having like the Apple ecosystem. Like, maybe have another device where you can maybe text the number or whatever. Like, if it's your quote unquote
You don't
daughter.
even need another device. You can just be like,
well, you're
put
on
on
the
speaker
phone.
and then put it on the phone, and you can just be like,
Oh,
text
that's
her.
smart.
This is where, like, when you have people that you have relationships with, you should have a code word.
Yeah. That's what my mom told me.
What's our leave word? Like
That's what my
if
mom
someone
told
ever
me.
tried to pretend to be Paul, I could ask him, what do we say when it's time to leave a party?
Right.
And if you don't know the answer to that,
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's like
we
a
told-
safe word.
Unfortunately, we told everybody.
No, but my
friends
mom.
would know that, and the AI now knows.
My
So-
mom, when she came briefly for the day, like when she was in LA, she came down and she was telling me the same thing, that she's like, we need to have like a word as a family, like we know like you're real. And I was like, okay, like just tell me what the word is. Like,
It'd be like,
Don't forget it.
It'd be like Teletubby.
the word is anal fissure. Hey mom, anal fissure. How are you doing?
Mom, I've been kidnapped. Are you
Anal-
sure? Did you get that thing fixed? What
My-
thing?
Anal fissure.
That the AI say? Anal Fisher.
No, but I'm with Andy. Like that shit freaks me out because it's like they're smart and they can learn everything about you.
Yeah, that's
Right.
another tip is to have, if it's between you and a lot of people, you think that you might be scammed, especially with your older generation.
Have a
with
safe
like,
word, yeah.
Yeah, have a safe word. It's fine. Always know that no business is going to ask you
Yeah.
if they should never ask you for money or pay a bill over the phone. But if they do, they're never going to ask you to pay it by gift card, wire transfer, or Bitcoin.
No one ever will ask you to buy. No one should ever ask you to buy gift cards.
true.
From them. There's no reason ever.
I don't know
that you
how
should ship someone
a
gift
bill
cards.
is going to get paid by an Apple gift card.
You never know. But there's gift card scams are a thing too, where like you'll get an email and it was like, you got a free gift card. Or like you got a Home Depot something. I've been getting like Home Depot lawnmowers, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind a lawnmower.
Have you ever looked yourself up on Instagram to see if somebody's made another profile of you?
No, but it has happened before. I found it flattering when.
Oh no, but that happened on Tinder,
No one
where
else
a girl I was working
Not yet.
with, it was like she messaged, like she showed me because I was like contracting, and she was like, I'm obviously gay, but she like matched with me. And the guy's name was Eddie. And Eddie was in like North County and had my pictures from Tinder. And I was like, oh, I know.
He couldn't tell you were gay?
No. But he used my pictures. I was like flattered because it was like, oh, you think I'm like attractive, so you use my pictures. But like,
I know when people say they like,
but the what are the odds of her working with me being like,
right.
Or she comes up and slaps you in the face, and you're like, "You bitch."
Yeah.
Oh no, she knew I was a gay ass bitch.
She's like, why didn't you send me your dick pic? I show you my vagina.
I don't think I have any
So
fake
bad,
accounts. I also like another thing, like a recommendation would be to like make your accounts private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I recently, like my Instagram was open, and then I was just getting a bunch of bots like liking things, and I was like, I don't want this. So then I made it private, and it's obviously mitigated that. But like my Facebook's private, my Instagram is private. That's all I have.
I actually just opened my Facebook up because I started posting baking pictures.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't accept messages from anyone except
Absolutely.
a known friend. When someone friends me, I look them up, and if there's anything, like if they don't have people following
Mutual,
them,
yeah.
then I automatically block them.
Smart.
So another thing you can do to keep yourself safe, especially if you're like on dating apps and stuff like that, is you want to have the people should always have pictures in their profile, at least one or two where they have friends.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, because if you're only doing pictures of like your selfie or your body or something like that,
torso.
there's something weird about that, because like, do you not have people you know? Like,
Right.
I
Well,
would
because
say-
that's part of
Your
the
feet,
relationship
yes.
scam. That's like part of the relationship
Right.
scamming, where they're like, hey, like, I'd love to meet you, but like, I'm really busy. And then like, you like get emotionally manipulated. And then you say like, oh, like, I'm strapped for cash. Like, can you give me some?
Or they're like, oh, we're going to meet on this day, blah, blah, and then all of a sudden something happens the day of and they
Right.
can't meet. It's
Yeah.
like, you should always like ask them to video chat,
yeah.
you know, so you can
Oh.
actually like see what they look like if you need to.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to, then you do.
There's a
not.
problem. You know?
I mean, I haven't been on dating apps in years, but back when I was, Tinder had a verification process where you'd have to do a selfie, and it would use like technology to verify the pictures that were actually you.
Oh.
So I think they're getting smarter.
Yeah.
But even still, like, I don't know. You could still like.
You can
somehow
still get. I mean,
bypass.
there's numerous ways to get scammed. People who thought they would never get scammed are getting scammed.
Right. Yeah.
Like even businesses.
Yeah.
Obviously, cities.
Well, and there's like huge, there's like big data breaches too, like the Scripps
Yes.
data breach. Like that's where I go for my healthcare. Like I was part of that data breach.
You know what else is a scam?
What?
Public education. Like it should just be free.
Free.
You know what I mean?
As a person that has done that, I agree. The biggest scam in America.
You know what else is a scam? Insurance.
Yeah.
Like medical insurance.
Just insurance. Period.
Yeah. Like you're gonna pay this premium just to be
It
safe.
just got dark really
I
fast.
know. Okay. So
I will,
Is
but
this
I will.
scam?
Here's my thing. I will gladly pay insurance just to have the safety of it.
So, all right. So we're not, just to let our listeners know, we are not cybersecurity-ists. I know that what you call
The
it.
fact that you call it cybersecurity makes it evident we're not professionals. We ain't cybersecurity.
Okay, the cyber insecure.
But like, please just take a second, take a breath, take a beat whenever you get something that seems a little out of the ordinary and think about it.
Check
If it
yourself.
seems too good to be true.
It is.
If it seems free, if it seems like something you really want, don't do it.
Get a job.
Right. Or if it seems like something happened to somebody that seems a little weird and out of the ordinary, then, you know, take a second and do the due diligence you need to before.
Right.
Oh, and just a little side note. When they sell stuff on Instagram, look up that site on their website. Read third-party reviews, not within the site, of the products of it. Like, there's a whole thing on YouTube now about, like, all kinds of clothing and like what they show you and what they ultimately send you are very, very different.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like the whole Wish and Shine and stuff. But also
And-
Facebook Marketplace. If you're going to buy something on Facebook Marketplace, please don't send them money before getting them
No. Oh my
God, I know.
merchandise. Like,
Also,
come
bring a
on.
friend.
Bring
a friend.
Bring a friend.
I mean, I think I talked about
We
going.
had the computer, right?
Yeah, with Michelle Barbie in Upland with Val at midnight. Listen, I think you're right. Like, be smart. I think my big takeaway that I would recommend is what you were saying, Paul. Is just pause for a second and like just think. Like, is this email legit? If it is, great. And
Is
like
it
what Andy
too
was saying,
legit?
yeah, too quick.
Well, and as much as, like our younger generation are very computer savvy,
Yeah.
they haven't had to worry so much because many of them don't have assets that put them in jeopardy.
Right.
But, teach your children, teach younger people that about the kind of things frauds that are happening. And I think that's the greatest thing about some of these YouTubes.
Yeah. Because they are our future.
I believe that children are our future.
We should teach them well and let them lead the world.
Way.
Lead the way.
Lead the way. Yeah.
Lead the world. The words.
I thought it was lead the world.
No, lead the way.
so all the beauty.
I thought the whole point of that song was the greatest love of all is the love that you have for yourself.
I know. They're like, what if these
and what's up with the children? And I always wondered that, why are we talking about the children? And then it's like, right? Yo, I love myself, bitch, but kids, babies, they gonna be the future. But I love myself.
But for right now, I'm gonna love me. So, Joe, what did I spy this week?
Oh, okay. So I joined LA Fitness again, the gym, because I was like, I paid for YMCA and it's way too much money for the YMCA. You don't get a lot of bang for your buck at the YMCA.
Oh, that's sad. There was a whole song about it that made it sound interesting.
Right. So my thing, gym goers are just a foreign entity to me. I was there yesterday and there was a guy that was doing leg stuff and he kept grunting and looking at himself with his phone. And he was straight. So I was just kind of is this like what male animals do? Straight animals? It's just weird. So my I Spy was just gym goers. They're just a different pack. And then you have the guys and girls that will look at themselves in the mirrors and only the mirrors and do their workout stuff. It's just very interesting to me.
I think it's very much some people are trying to see their gains and see if they actually see something. Some people want to see that muscle. They want to see that vein. Also, other people are just narcissists.
I think it's that one. Because listen,
the extremes.
When you listen, one bicep pump curl thing ain't gonna get you much. Girl, there's not a lot. I mean, if you think that you're gonna do whatever this curl thing, clearly I'm a gym person. What is this called? A bicep curl?
It's a curl.
If you're doing a bicep curl, girl, that bicep curl ain't gonna show up. It's not instant. No.
All right.
Okay, so we've learned Nick is a mirror looker.
No, but I mean, you watch yourself for form. You watch yourself for a lot of different
things. But you can tell the difference. These people are just there's also they just are into themselves. And I'm you do you, but don't grunt.
I mean, if they're kissing the mirror, maybe that might be an issue.
Also, when people don't do the wiping off of the equipment.
That bugs me more than anything else.
It's etiquette, and we did an episode on etiquette.
Pretend to wipe it,
right?
Even if you're not thorough.
Just go like this.
Again, and it's
wave
mostly
your hand across
it's
it.
the straight men that it's does hygiene not apply to you?
Do you go up and sniff it?
No. I take that wipey thing and I wipe it off of them because I had a bacterial infection on my face once when I was living in Los Angeles because I was working out and I scratched my chin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
Probably Timberlake's infection.
I was looking at something else.
So you were sniffing the seed?
No, and I did the wipe downs, but I had it was called Impetigo, I think, and it was this what's that?
Impetigo?
Yeah, all over my chin, and it was bad, and it was because I had scratched at the gym.
Ew.
Yeah, it was really gross.
Mine's not as gross though. Ew.
Yeah.
My I Spy is actually cute. I'm it's not disgusting like that.
We're giving them the breadth of the array.
It's peaks and valleys, bitches. Peaks and valleys. So mine is I Spy people always want to stop and talk to you when there's a puppy around.
Yes.
We talked about this last time. Andy was everybody wants to say ah, but it's also everybody's who's this little guy? Oh my God, what's your name? Oh, you're so gorgeous. And it's then they want to talk to you. Yes, when Cooper was here, we talked to a lot of our neighbors and they stopped and talked to him and said how cute he was and stuff like that. But we've met even more of our neighbors with Baxter now too.
In the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, in the last 2 weeks. Because we're outside all the time too with him. Whenever he goes outside, we have to go out with him.
Yep.
Yeah. But also, it's just like people are stopping and wanting to talk about it.
And they stare at you too. They're like, oh, and then you're like, what do you want?
And I'm staring at them like, try to take my dog. I will fuck you up.
Have you gotten the, wow, that's a beautiful dog?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was walking Max today, and there was a guy who was like, your dog is beautiful. And I had my headphones, and I was like, what? He's like, your dog is beautiful. I was like, oh, Max, don't let that inflate your ego.
Are you going to stand in the mirror now?
He's above average.
Max, you're par.
You're okay. All right, everyone. Have a great week. Thanks.
Good boy, Cooper. Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.